here we go. All right, my name is Mr. Jake or Mr. Smith. Y'all can call me either one. I am currently in school right now to receive my master's in counseling, and I am coming to you today to talk briefly about decision making. Everyone in here, we make decisions on a regular basis. We make decisions short term and we make decisions long term. However, it is important that we understand that decision making is extremely important in our lives. Everywhere we go, we got to make a decision. Sitting down, we make a decision. Standing up, we make a decision. Life is about decisions and choices that you make each and every day. So, a couple things before we get started. I just want to go over a couple of expectations that I have for you. The first one is, you guys, before you came in here, you signed a contract. So those are taken care of. The next one is, during the discussion, I want you to go all in. That means talk amongst each other. Show voice. Make sure that you let your perspective be known loud and clear, whatever perspective that may be. Take notes. Be open to change. And last but not least, be intentional. Being intentional simply means that everything that you do, you want to make sure that it's a purpose, right? And so today, with your decision making and the tools that I give you, it's going to be intentional because I want you to implement them outside of these four walls, okay? So, what today looked like really quickly is we will have the hook, a small lecture, group work. We will have scenario-driven base, and then we will do a reflection and exit ticket, and then a video. It's not that much. It's really sweet and simple. So, to kick us off, I want to share a few things. The first thing is we have to understand our objective today. So students will be able to identify and demonstrate 5-step decision-making process. It's a 5-step, right? Now, I really want you to make sure that you take this and you run with it for the rest of your life. The 5-step process, all right? And then the last one, what you all should take away is build confidence and leveling up with smart moves and big wins that will align with your future goals. So today's topic is called Level Up, Smart Moves, Big Wins. Okay? Now, I came up with that because we all need to level up in some area, right? We all need to make the best moves possible for our future. And last but not least, who don't want big wins? I don't want small wins. I want big wins in life. How many agree? Okay, I mean, good. All right, so here we go. The hook today, I want you to come up here and I want you to find a partner. I want you to come up here and I want you to look at one of the scenarios. And after you look at the scenarios, I want you to make a decision. Again, some decisions you're going to make right away. Some decisions you're going to have to wait and really think about and process what you actually are looking at and the decision that you are making. So I need 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I need 10 volunteers. 10 volunteers. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, y'all can come up to the board and I want you to read these and I want you to answer the question. Come on. 10 people. So I want you to read the question, and then after you read it, I want you to analyze it on what decision would you make?
Get accepted into 2 programs. You choose basically This benefits me.
All right, I'm gonna give you 60 more seconds. All right, you can go back to your seat.
Sure.
Now we are going to look at 2 of these and we are going to come up with a decision on what you might do. Again, you want to make sure that you are 110% transparent, real, unedited. Whatever decision you make is the decision that you make, right? You never want to base your decision off of someone else. All right, so let's look at two of these. One says, you see answers for the test. Do you write them down or do you ignore them? So let's have a little group discussion. What y'all think? What y'all think? Yes.
I want to ignore them.
You want to ignore. Why? Why would you ignore it when you have the answers in front of you? Go for it.
Because you can get caught.
You can get caught. What else? What else? Someone else. Yes.
The answer might not be right.
The answers might not be right. Yes.
It's not going to help you in the long run.
It's not going to help you in the long run. Yes. It's not going to help you in the long run. Now, so our first decision, what we're saying is that I'm going to not look at them. But in reality, some people are. Is there anyone that posed by say, I'm going to look at the answer? Is there anyone in here? It's okay. Like, it's okay. That's your decision that you make. Is there anyone in here? All right. So thank you for being transparent. So looking at the answer, would that be beneficial for you in the long run if you already know the answer and yet you writing it down? So the professor or the teacher knows, oh, this person, this student knows the work. But in reality, you don't necessarily know. Would that be beneficial for you in the long run? Absolutely not. Good. All right. So going on to the next one. I would say a friend wants to skip school because it's her friend's birthday. What you doing? What are you doing? Yes.
I'm going to try to convince her to plan something over the weekend.
Try to convince her to plan something over the weekend. Yes. What else? Now, I know some of you are going to skip school. I know that because I know some of y'all. So, just be honest. Are you going? Yes.
Skip school.
You're going to skip school. Especially, say we going to the mall. Y'all know y'all like to go to the mall. You know you like to go to the mall. So, you will skip school to go to the mall. That's a decision that you make, right? Right?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Cool, I'm going to do one more. All right, let's see. I like this one. You're offered extra hours at work, but you have a test tomorrow. What do you do? Now, we all know we like money, but we also know that school is important. So what we doing? Yes.
Taking the test.
You taking the test? Yes.
Studying for the test.
Studying for the test.
Taking extra hours.
Take them extra hours so you like money. All right. Yes.
I'm gonna do both.
You gonna do both? How you gonna do both? Let's talk about it.
You can go to work and get off early enough to then study after.
Okay. Okay. I like that. All right. So, thank y'all for those. Now, as we dive into what I have, I want you to understand that the focus here is for you all to learn the process to help us to make the best decision possible, even when life throws any different obstacles or challenges at you. We all come in with obstacles and challenges, yet we still have to make decisions that would be beneficial for us. So it's important that you make sure that you make the right decision. All right, so I have a 5-step decision-making framework. Now, please take out a sheet of paper. Take out a sheet of paper, and you are going to write these down. So, the first one, when it comes down to you making the best decision for you, is identify the decision, right? And so what that means is that what choice do I have or need to make? What's the issue, right? So, I'm going to identify the decision. I'm going to weigh it out. The next one, consider options. That simply means that, what are my choices? What choices do I have? Because it's not just one, right? It's several, right? So if I have, if I'm trying to join the basketball team, I know I have some basketball players in here. If I'm trying to join the basketball team, but then I'm also get this part-time job and trying to focus on school, that's a lot, right? So, considering all my options, I have playing basketball, I have picking up this part-time job to earn money, and then I also have my schoolwork. What do I know that I need to do first? What is the most important when we weighing out those options? The next one is, what is the pros and cons of each and every option that I have? So when it comes down to basketball, it's fun. I get active. I'm popular. All that good stuff. Then when it comes down to working, earn money, I build experience, all this extra stuff. Then when it comes down to school, the knowledge, right? The knowledge is what I'm seeking to be better in life, right? Yeah, all right, cool. So it's important that you weigh out your options. The next one, or your pros and cons. Next one, make a choice. Now, when you make the choice based on what you know, what is the best decision for you right now? That's what you're going to focus on. I got all these different things, but what am I going to do? What makes sense to me? What makes sense to me? Is it getting this job? Is it focusing on school? Or is it whatever the last one was? So just make sure you make the right decision that's for you and no one else. All right? And then the last one, we all like to do this a lot, is we reflect. Like, dang, I should have made the other decision. No, be proud of the decision that you make, because that is the decision that you chose to do. Now, it's always a learning curve, right? To be like, okay, I should have made this choice, but since I'm in this space that I'm in and I made this choice, I'm going to make the best of it. And that's what you want to take away from that. So, again, the first one is identify the decision, consider the options, know your pros and cons, make the choice, make the decision for you, and then reflect on whatever decision that you make. Okay? All right. Any questions on that? Right. Now, when we look at decisions, again, we want to base them on what we know, what we think we know, what's beneficial for us. We don't never want to go down a pathway to where everyone is making decisions for us, right? Because at some point we're going to get confused about the decision because we focus in too much on what the other person have to say and they not walking in our shoes, right? All right, so what I want us to do is I want us to get into two different groups and I want us to come up with a real world scenario to where you have to make a big decision, whatever that may be. You're going to make a big decision and you're going to use these steps to identifying the decision, considering the options, coming up with the pros and cons, making the choice, and then considering it and doing a reflection on it. So you will have 4 minutes, whatever group you want to be a part of, it does not matter, but I want you to come up with a real scenario. Okay? Go.
I'm not touching you. Your grandma died, you have to bury her, right? But you have a big house, and it's like really big, and if you miss it, this is what?
Then you gonna stop.
Oh, I ain't talking about Jeremiah.
All right, you have about 2 minutes left. 2 minutes. All right, y'all ready? All right, so I went around to both groups and I kind of like heard what some of y'all are saying and I wrote it down. And the first group, they talked about, the topic was, the scenario was skipping class to help a sibling versus staying in school. The second one was you guys and y'all was to missing the bus to take the transit or skipping school for the day because you missed the bus. So if y'all could come up here and just explain a little bit about what decision y'all made. So group one. Okay, so just explain a little bit about what y'all will do.
First, what we did was we had to identify the decision, and the issue was if we skipped class and we would miss out on classwork. But at the same time, we gotta help our siblings because family is important. Family always comes first.
Okay, we said that depending on what our siblings need help for, we would just skip class because if it's like something really serious and you miss that because you like missing like a couple notes, then you don't want to maybe like reflect by your choice. You don't want to wonder why you stayed in the class instead of coming. Was this a good decision? Yeah, I mean helping family over whatever you got going on with, like, it's nothing really bad about it. I guess you're missing out on class stuff, but you can always make that up. Like, school, it's important, but, like, family is more important, especially, like, if they need help with something serious.
Good, clap it up. All right, the next group, y'all ready? So y'all are answer all 5 of the questions, all right? Go ahead. So you guys had missing the bus and taking the transit or skipping school for the day because you missed the bus. Go for it.
We said that we would get on the bus because we don't want to have that much absence on our thing, and if we skip, then we would probably got in trouble.
Okay.
Alright, do you consider the options like we could probably go home, ask the parents to take us instead of taking us with us? Or we could like maybe like just take it and just like get your work done.
Okay. And so what would be the pros and cons from staying home and going to school and taking the transit?
If you stay home, then you have work you have to make up, and you have an absent, but if you go to school, you get all your work done. It's not worth skipping.
Okay, good. And then the next one is, so what's the choice? What did y'all make? What is the best choice for you all?
To take the bus.
To take the bus, and why?
Because you don't want to have
we don't want to have extra work. We don't want to miss school. We want to be we want to be with amongst our friends. We want to make sure we get all of that, soak in all of that knowledge that the school offers. Maybe you in extracurricular activities, so you want to get there. That's the best decision. And last but not least, the reflection. Do you think that that is the most beneficial decision for y'all?
Yeah.
Okay. Good. Clap it up. Good job. All right. So now that we have identified the 5 steps of decision making and the framework behind it, we want to make sure that in everything that we do, we use that to determine what's our future. Again, sometimes we have short-term situations that we encounter, and sometimes we have long-term. Now, we may not know right away, but we want to make sure that we implement these 5 steps in everything we do. Whether it's small, whether it's big, whether it's right, wrong, whatever it is, we want to ensure that we make the best decision for us. All right, so we are going to work on some independent. So what I want you to do is I want you to think of a personal decision goal set that you have for yourself and weigh out the options right now. I'm not going to have you share out. I really just want you to write it down. I want you to think about a personal decision within the near future, and I want you to weigh out your options and really focus in on identifying the decision, considering all the options that you have. What is the pros and cons? What's your final decision or your choice? And then, is that the best decision for you? I'm going to give you 4 minutes. Go for it. Think about a experience, whatever it could be, and for the near future. And is that the best decision for you?
Go.
Situation.
All right, I'm gonna stop you in the middle of that because we only have a little time left. So I want you to really evaluate and think about these specific level up questions. Because again, we want to level up in our decision process making. So the first one is, what influences your decision making the most? Whether it's friends, family, personal goals, whatever it is. How do you know when the decision you made is the right decision for you and consider a good one? All right? The next one is, what happens if you don't think through your choice? You'll be making the wrong decision, or you just never know what you might get, right? And then the last one is, who is your support system when it's time for you to make tough decisions in your life? These are higher level thinking questions for you to consider when you're making these decisions for you. It's important that you really identify these key points, okay? All right, so what I want you to do tonight for homework is I want you to think of some small decisions that you have to make. I want you to do a log. I want you to log them. How long does it take for you to make that decision? What steps do you use to take that decision? I want you to do one for every single day into next week. Every single day. So Thursday all the way to next Thursday. How long it takes, the steps that you take to make your final decision, I want you to do a law. All right? It can be about whatever you want it to be about you making the right decision for your near future. All right? So that's the homework that I want to have you do outside of school. And then write a small reflection. Your exit ticket today, but before we get to the exit ticket, I want you to watch a video really quickly on, we may never know if the decisions that we make is the right decision for us because we don't know what the other decision that we could have made is effective. So we just never know. I want you to watch this video.
No future machine. Don't know. Like, it's a truth. You don't know. Like, there is no there's no time machine. There's no future machine. We're all over-analyzing everything.
My question is, I'm an athlete and I'm into sports science, and you always say like turn your passion into a business because
Yes.
you can monetize anything, right?
Yes.
So I was thinking, okay, I'll go to college, I'll go to university, get a sports science degree, and
Yes.
then open a gym or an institute.
Okay.
But then I realized like maybe I don't have to go to college. Maybe I can just start a business and find a sports scientist to partner up with me.
You could.
Yeah, but I also think I should go to college because it's a good experience. I just feel really lost and
Can I put you in a very good mood?
yes, please.
Whichever one you choose, you'll never know how the other one would have played out.
Yeah, that's true.
No, really. And I'm going to use this for everybody. Everybody's so crippled by decisions, but you never know how the other thing worked out. Let me give you an example. Let's say you don't go to college and you start this business and you were 100% right and it's huge and you're doing so great.
Yeah.
But because you did that, you had to fly to America for a big meeting and your plane crashed and you died. That would be a bad idea.
Yeah.
Or you think you're going to go to college because it's a good experience and you'll meet people. You can meet people in a business. You're not going to know. As some of you guys know, I famously passed on Uber twice, which means currently I missed out on $600 million. You could think that's a mistake, or if I would have invested in Uber, maybe I'd be somewhere else right now.
All right, we can finish it in just a second. I do want to make sure we have our exit ticket down packed. There's 3 questions that I want you to consider, that I want you to turn in for me. The first one is, what is one thing I have learned about decision making that I have said that we have did together that you have thought about? Number 2, one decision I will face soon within self, whether it's short term or long term. And last but not least, what step I'll take to make sure that it is the most effective decision for me and it's no one else's choice but my own. I want you to consider those, and we can continue watching the video.
And picking up a disease that would kill me a year later, baby. I think people